everyone, I welcome you to today's edition of Train the Trainer session. We'll be taking a look at a very interesting topic under AdWords. This is of very much concern to a lot of advertisers. We'll be looking at AdWords Auction and talk of how various positions are being determined and also the quality score, how to improve upon it, and all the things that Google takes into account. But before we proceed, to giving a little bit introduction to myself, my name is Omane Ossei-Poku and I'm the CEO and co-founder for Click Africa Limited. Click Africa is one of Africa's leading online advertising agency which seeks to promote businesses in Africa through the use of online advertising, and over the few years we've successfully done so for many companies in Ghana. I'm also a former Google student ambassador for University of Ghana, where I trained over 1,000 students in various Google products on how to enhance their education. We also conducted a map up for our university where we mapped the various positions, various items on our campuses. I'm also a former global finalist in the GOMC, that's Google Online Marketing Challenge, in the year 2013. So that's just a brief about myself. So zooming into action, talking about AdWords Auction. First thing that comes to mind, how often does Google conduct this AdWords Auction? Is it a matter of months? Is it weeks? Well, the answer is each time a user searches a query. Whenever a user enters a query, immediately an auction takes place. So let's look at it. I'm sure we are all conversant with this interface. Here, the user entered the query dog food, and as you can see, we have various search items being displayed. So in differentiating the ad from the organic search, you could see that with the first three ads, that's the topmost position ad, we have a light gray color, and now Google has even made improvement upon it. So you could see a yellow ad, a yellow mark with a triangle tilted to differentiate it from the organic ad. And on the sideways, that's the side wheel. These are also various ads being displayed. Then beneath the topmost positions, we have the organic search. But we must take it into mind that Google just can only optimize for the topmost positions and the side. Aside with the optimization, now and Google have no control over it. It depends on how you optimize your website, and this then it will be shown percent at. So moving forward, the positions, the ad positions, we've numbered it 1 to 8, with the top 3, first one, second one, and third one being the topmost part, and the 4 to 8 being the sideways. But each advertiser wants to be in the top positions because whenever a user enters a query, normally the likelihood of the person clicking the top 3 ads is very high compared to the side ones. So how can I be in the topmost part? That's the question that one will ask. So here, as we were saying about auction. When we talk of auction, I'm sure the first thing that comes to mind is the person with the highest bid gets the offer. But in the case of Google, that's not the case. Google actually gives a level playing field. If we were to be so, giant companies and companies with big budgets would have gained an upper hand compared to small scale industries. But Google takes into account other factors, and these other factors will be taking a look at it. So first, Google, in determining an ad rank, Google came up with an initial formula known as maximum CPC, maximum cost per click, by a CTR, that's click-through rate. So talk of the maximum CPC, that is the maximum amount you are bidding for a keyword. So let's take for instance dog food. An advertiser decides to bid $1 for dog food. So you are telling Google that beyond $1, Google shouldn't charge you beyond $1. So normally you are charged below the dollar or equated to the dollar. So that's not your actual cost. That's not your actual charge. So that's for the maximum CPC. And CTR, click-through rate, is how often do users click on your ad. So when it's high, it means that your CTR is also high. Then Google realized that in business wise, they were making profit. They were making money because you have a high, somebody bidding high, and also the CTR. It means that people are interested in it, so they will be making money. But in relation to Google's mission statement, Google realized that no, in organizing the world's information and making it universally accessible, it might not serve that purpose. Why? Because somebody will be advertising for gold, and meanwhile the person is bidding on a keyword like, let's say, chocolate. So if a user wants to search for chocolate and he finds out that gold has been displayed, you've not served the needs of the user. So Google came up with a term known as quality score. So in improving upon it, the second one, you have the maximum CPC multiplied by quality score. We will be delving further into quality score, various components that entails it. So don't worry about it. Then this formula actually stood the test of time. It stayed in a long way. So until 2012, Google made an improvement upon this formula by coming up with a formula known as function of maximum CPC and that of quality score. So let's look at how various quality score is determined. So quality score is the rating measurement Google actually gives to a particular keyword. So when we talk of it, the components include click-through rate, relevancy, and landing page quality. So Google take into account all these factors in determining a score. So the score, we have a range of 1 to 10, with 1 being the least and 10 being the highest. Most of the times, attaining 10 is very difficult. So as advertisers, you have to make it a mark that you work on 7 to 10, 7 to 9 at least, so that you can improve upon it and lower your maximum CPC. So that's it. So looking at the various components, talk of click-through rate. Click-through rate, as I was explaining to you initially, how often users click on the ad. So if users clicks as against impressions, then it means that your CTR will actually go high. And when your CTR is high, your quality score improves. The second one is relevancy. So how your ad or your keyword that you are bidding is in relation to the ad that you are serving the user. If it's in relevance, as I was describing with the regards of chocolate, if you are serving chocolate ads, yes, then indeed the relevance is there. And of course, the landing page, when a person visits the landing page, does it actually talk about the chocolate that you are advertising? Then we have the landing page quality. Whenever you talk of landing page, you need to get this word rotten. You need to get this word rotten. The rotten is an abbreviation of R, being relevant, how the content is relevant, the serving what you are actually talking about. And then we have original. You don't need to be duplicating or copying from different websites. You need to be original as much as possible. And then transparent. You need to be transparent. You don't need to come up with things that are not clear to the user. So Google take into account all this. And the last one being navigable. How you can scroll into it and not really entangle yourself. So that's it. Okay, so let's look at how it works in real life situation. So we have 3 advertisers, namely John, Dave, and Alex. And let's look at their maximum CPC. John and Dave are having the same maximum CPC of $1. And Alex is, I think he's a rich man. So he is bidding for 2.35, almost more than twice of what John and Dave is bidding. But you know this, as I was telling you, other factors, not just your money. So we have the quality score. Let's look at this. They are all having a different quality score. John is having a quality score of 8. So in determining the ad rank, Google multiplies the maximum CPC, that's $1, by 8. And here the ad rank for John will be what? 8. Let's look at Dave. Dave is having an impressive quality score of 10. So it means Dave worked very tirelessly on the landing page, relevancy, and the CTR. So here, Dave is having a quality score of 10. So you multiply 1 by 10, and the ad rank for Dave will be what? 10. And that of Alex is not having a good, the quality score is really poor, so he had 3. So you multiply the 2.35 by 3, and Alex's ad rank will be what? 7. Now let's look at how Google is going to position them. So here, Dave is being positioned on the first ad, the topmost part. So here Dave is number one, irrespective of his CPC being low because of improvement in his quality score. Dave is actually giving the number one spot, and then John is giving the second, because though he was having a CPC of 1, the quality score is not as good as compared to Dave. So he had second. And then Alex, who was bidding high, as we thought maybe he could have won the position, the topmost spot, because his quality score was very, very low. He was giving on the third most part. So let's look at how you are actually charged. I initially told you that when we talk of maximum CPC, that's not your actual cost or actual charge rate. So how then are you charged? Let's look at it. In determining your actual CPC, you need to first take into account ad rank of your next competitor. The next competitor, that's an advertiser immediately beside you. Google will take into account its ad rank, then over your quality score that you attain, plus $0.01. Google will add this in determining it. So let's look at it in real life situation. So let's look at how the three advertisers will be paying. So here, let's take into account Dave. Dave is having 8/10. The 8 means the next competitor. The next competitor here is what? John. John is having an ad rank of 8 over Dave's quality score for 10 plus 0.1. So here in doing the computation, you get 0.81. So that's what Dave will be charged. Though Dave is asking Google to charge him $1, actually Google will give him will charge him $0.81. So that's the case. And then let's look at John. John, here we have 7 being the next competitor, which is Alex, that's the ad rank, over what? 8, that's his quality score, plus the 0.01. So in computing it, you get to 0.89. So though John is asking Google to pay $1, he will be charged 0.89. Then Alex actual CPC will be determined by an auction minimum, because he will be paying the least. Yeah. Then we need to, in giving out a summary, we need to actually remember this point. Each time advertisers buy for a search position, auction actually takes place whenever a user enters a query. Whenever there is a query, then an auction takes place. Then in determining the ad rank, this is the current formula, function of maximum CPC and your quality score. So these are the two components that currently Google does. And as I was telling you, maximum CPC is not necessarily what you pay for it, but the actual CPC is what you'll be paying, as I explained in our previous slide. Then lastly, the higher your quality score, the less you pay. So an advice or take home is that work on your quality score, improve upon your quality score, so that you save your clients a lot of money for future ads, and they will also increase their return on investment. So that's the take home: work on your quality score and pay less, so that your services will be improved. So if you have any questions, you can